We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
You need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
Isolation Podcast, episode number 53. Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking play. I really do appreciate it. I'm DreRawka. I am a podcaster. I'm a podcaster, a father, husband, friend, and a confidant. And I appreciate you clicking play today. Today is October. Today is October Tuesday, the 25th. We're approaching Halloween. We are approaching November. It's coming up really, really quick. And I know we say that all the time. I feel like at this point now, like if you are in your 40s or if you're in your 30s, everything just goes super quick now, especially if you have kids. If you have kids, it's a whole nother level. But no, thank you for clicking play. This is, I guess you would call it the Halloween episode, right? This will come out Thursday, the 27th. If you haven't already, go check out the Halloween special of my good friend Will Wonder with the Will Wonder Podcast. He had myself, Danielle, and director and writer JD Allen on there, where we had a blast. It was such a fun episode to be able to dress up and just have fun. I didn't know Danielle I knew of her, but I didn't really, that was the first time I sat down and had a conversation and whatnot and podcast with her. So it was dope getting to know her. And of course, JD, that's my bro. You know what I mean? A lot of history there with him. And then of course with Wonder, a lot of history with Wonder. So it was like a perfect balance, and we had fun. We played games and whatnot. And I highly suggest that you take a listen or take a watch, because yes, Will Wonder is now on YouTube. You'll be able to see his bald head on YouTube. So definitely go subscribe to the homie. We had a really, really cool week. We had a trunk or treat at Conwood High School a couple of days ago. And it was like I think it was about Thursday it was Friday last week. And man, what a cool experience. I don't ever remember, because I guess you would say Conwood's my alma mater? Alma mater. Something like that. You know what I'm saying. I graduated from there. So it was a really cool thing where my wife, she was like, hey, there's a trunk or treat at Conwood High School. If you want to go, we could take the kids. It's free. You know what I mean? It's free. Just come have a good time. I'm like, of course, let's go. I don't got to work. You know what I mean? Let's go do it. So we go to Conwood High School, and as soon as I'm like approaching, now we're not even in the school yet, we're approaching, and I'm instantly getting like that feeling back, that feeling of going to school, that feeling of so many ups, so many downs, the good, bad, and the ugly happened in this school. So I'm like, wow, I'm taken back for a moment. And we go in, and the event was put on by Latinos in Action. Now you might be saying, well, Dre, I thought you said it was a trunk or treat. Why are you going into school? I get it. I know. They said it was a trunk or treat. That's how they marketed it, is a trunk or treat. But we actually, they did it inside the school, which is dope. We were out of the cold, and two, it was safer, right? Because now the kids can go run and don't have to worry about being hit by a car, running in the street or anything like that. So we go in, and we're met by the Latinos in Action group, who put on the whole event. And they did a really good job, by the way. So salute to Latinos in Action, the kids that put that on. And no disrespect, I know sometimes in high schools, I'm not a kid. You're a child to me. All right, but so we go in, and it's not super scary, right? There's like just little blow up, like different skeletons and stuff. So Amari, he's scared to go through like the little entrance thing that we had to go through to get into the event. And so he kind of like, he's hesitant, and then he sees dad go in and everybody else go in. So he kind of hurries up and goes through. And then it's like a parade. You just take the kids through, and they get candy along the way, and the high schoolers are giving them candy and saying hi and whatnot. And all the high schoolers are dressed up. So salute to Conwood High for all the kids dressing up, because I remember back when I was in high school, it wouldn't have been cool. It would have been like, what? I gotta dress up? Like, nah, that's corny. But now these kids were dressed up, man. It was a lot of cool different costumes that they had at each booth, and each booth was themed. That was really dope. But as we're going through, I'm looking around. I'm like, wow, that's new. Yo, when did they add so many trophy cases? I feel like every 5 feet there's a trophy case, and there's trophies in it. And I don't know if it's participation trophies or what, but there's a lot of trophies in there. And then we got to the part of the school in the little cafeteria hangout area where there's the Hall of Fame for all the Colts, famous Colts, right? And I'm not up there. And my feelings were hurt. I'm not going to lie. I see some people up there it was like they did a commercial one time for Rave Hairspray in 1981. It's like, come on, man. Like, it wasn't one commercial. Like, they didn't even star in no movie. I mean, I kind of did some big things out here. I'm doing some kind of cool things out here. I think I deserve to be on the Colts Hall of Fame wall. Come on. Put me up there. I'm ready. Sub me in, coach. Put me up. Plus, I know a lot of different other people. There was a couple of news anchors that were up on there, but they weren't, like, I guess, known here locally. But maybe they did things outside of Utah. I don't know. But I know a few student athletes that deserve to be up there that went to the NFL, right? That had their NFL shot. Stanley Havili being one of them. You know what I mean? He was a big Colt back in the day. But I think it would be dope, like, if my high school, like, honored me by putting me up on the Hall of Fame, or retired my microphone. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe when I retire from podcasting, I can just give them a microphone and just sign it and be like, yo, put this in the trophy case. Put this in trophy case number 89, way back in the back that's all dusty. Throw me there. I got a little emotional as we're going around. All the emotions, they started to go over me. I'm sitting there and, you know, my kids are just having a blast. And Amari, he's like, typically I have to hold Amari's hand because, I mean, he's 4 years old. He goes, like, he don't care. He doesn't understand that there's people out there that want to touch his butt. Like, he don't understand that. So I have to hold his hand everywhere. But I was like, man, it's at a school. There's a bunch of kids here. I don't feel, you know, there's a bunch of adults. You know, I mean, I can keep my eye on them. It's pretty, you know, I felt safe, if you will. And so I let him go. And he was gone. He was poof, running everywhere, touching people's hands and remember how I told you Amari likes to go hang out with other families and just be a part of other people's families? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to a couple episodes ago. That's what he does. He will go around and he'll just find a random lady, and now that random lady is now his caregiver, and now she has to walk with him or whatever. But he was doing that. He was hanging out with other kids, and as all that's happening, I'm like looking around and I'm like, man, I remember heartbreak there, right? For multiple reasons, like through girls, through heartbreak of possibly not graduating, through failing a test that I really studied hard for, from, you know, you all heard the football story, right? I tried out for football, and that was the moment I knew that, hey, football's not my thing, right? All those emotions, right? The joy when I did get the word that I am graduating, when I did start to meet friends, when I first almost got in a fight. I mean, when I did get in fights, when you know, certain situations happen, like serious situations happen. It happened there, and now here I look down, and here's my 9-year-old, my 4-year-old, and my 2-year-old running those same halls. That was a lot to take in. That was a lot to, and that might sound corny, right? Cue the Dawson's Creek music, but that's where I was like, man, like there's a possibility where my kids, they might go through maybe not the same situations, but they might go through similar situations, right? They might go to my school, the old school I went to. That would be so dope. And it's a really cool thing to sit back and just take it in, right? Just take it in. I was kind of disappointed, though. I didn't see no other people from my class, you know what I mean, from either the class before me or the class after me that, or even the class that I was in. I didn't see nobody I knew. Like, I thought, oh, man, I might see some of my friends with their kids, right? My old friends, my old classmates. I don't remember their name, but hey, I might see their face. I might recognize them and be like, yo, did you go to school here? Like, back in 2000, whatever? Right? Didn't see none of that. None of that happened. But, man, that was a really, really fun time. And when we got into the car, Tavian was even like, Dad, I can't wait till I go to high school. Now he was like, Dad, I really want to go to Cottonwood now. I mean, granted, my boy's only in 4th grade. He has a while, but hopefully Cottonwood's still around by the time he goes to school, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. Something else that was a lot of fun is my guys from Thick Boy came out. Brendan Schaub, he had a show here. He's a comedian. Ex UFC MMA fighter. He used to play football. You know what I mean? He's a commentator. He does a lot of things, right? He wears a lot of different hats, but he also wears a comedian hat. And they do this thing called the Fight Companion, and it's when, you know, these live pay-per-view events on MMA or different, you know, fighting events, they live stream them on YouTube, and it's him and, you know, his buddies. And it was an interesting weekend, because not only was he here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which is kind of unheard of, and I think he was close to selling out all of his dates, like all of the time. But it was an interesting time, because he had Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Wise Guys. Shout out to Wise Guys, and he also had the Fight Companion on Saturday for UFC 280, right? So he one way or another, like, I got in contact with one of the producers of one of his podcasts, Casey. Shout out to Casey, my dog. And I was like, yo, if you guys want, you come do Fight Companion over here at the studio. Would love to have you. Because it was early. The fight started like noon, right? So super early. So Casey was like, well, like, what's the internet? All that. I gave him all the specs, and he was like, cool, man. Well, I'll be by tomorrow. Let's chop it up. Let's talk. And so Casey comes by Friday morning. He comes by the studio, and we're kicking it. One night we're talking. I'm showing him the space, and he's like, cool, man. This is it. And he's like, this is the spot. And he took a little video and sent it over to the crew, and then I get a text later on that day. He was like, yo, he's like, love the spot. The spot's perfect. Love it. He was like, but Brandon wants to try to do it at Wise Guys. I was like, I get it. I understand. Hey, man, like, you're just going to go to some random dude in Salt Lake City's studio. You don't even know what he is, you know what I mean? Granted, he's going to be with one of the scariest men on the planet, Frank Mir. Like, you don't have to really worry about some random dude in Salt Lake. But I get it. So they tested out Wise Guys, and they had everything that they needed at Wise Guys. So ended up doing the Fight Companion at Wise Guys, which is dope, man. It came out really dope. Oh, by the way, I think I get Casey, maybe comment, maybe shoot me a text. Do I get producer credits? Because I mean, some of my equipment was used during the production of the Fight Companion. Do I get some type of credits? I feel like I should. I feel like as I was watching the live, I was like, man, look at all these thousands of people watching in here. It's like, I helped. I had a hand in this. Man. Nah, it was really dope, man. Everybody was really cool. Got to meet Brendan and Mark Harley and Chin and Jesse on Fire and Frank Mir, and that's the crazy thing, man. Like, just randomly, it's a random Saturday, and here I am with, you know, David Lucas, Shab, Chin, the whole Thick Boy crew, and then Frank Mir. Like, just a real random Saturday. But it was cool, man. I really appreciate them. I appreciate creators, not necessarily just them, but like creators. And I was telling Casey this. I was like, I admire guys like the Thick Boy crew, because for the longest time they were doing it on a network, right? They were doing it on with network TV, and it's like, our cable TV, you don't need it. In 2022, you don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, to have this production that I have, that I've built that myself. If you listen to Isolation20 Podcast, everything that you see on YouTube, everything that you hear, it's all me. I do all the editing, all the graphics, everything's me, right? But if you think about 10 years ago, you would need a full TV, maybe not 10 years, maybe that's a little far-fetched. You could have did it 10 years ago. But if you think about it, let's say 20 years ago. I think 20 years ago is fair, right? Early 2000s. I think that it would be far-fetched to do this, to produce your own show. You would need some type of studio, you would need something, right? But in 2022, guys like Shab, Schultz, Charlemagne, Black Effect Podcast Network, Loudspeakers, like these Ringer, like these groups, they're giving the blueprint to so much. And that's where I get energized. That's where I see that I can have fun again with things. I can learn something new. I can try something new. I can do so much, right? And I got that Saturday as I'm watching the Fight Companion live, like as I'm watching Casey and Chin, and they're moving the buttons and they're doing all this stuff. I'm like, yo, like it's so dope, and it's achievable. I can go and get the same stuff. I have most of the stuff to do exactly what they did. It's about just learning it and doing it now, right? So salute to those guys again. If you went to see them, if you went to see Shab or David Lucas perform, let me know what you thought about it. You can always hit me up. 385-240-4666 is the number to the podcast. Drop a voice note if you've seen them perform live. If you are a fan of the Fight Companions, maybe we should do one. What do you think? You think we should maybe watch the fights one day, or maybe watch, maybe it's not MMA. Maybe we watch a jazz game or something. Maybe we do that. I think that would be dope. I know I got some jazz fans here. Maybe we'll wonder want to come and talk reckless about the Jazz. What do you think? And sit back, have some drinks, watch some NBA basketball. I think that'll be fun. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do it. And if you want to, I want to throw this out there, because when I was talking to Casey, I was like, one of the reasons why I get inspired by guys like you is because there's not a lot of you. When you look at, and I asked him, I was like, well, how many guys do you guys have? Like when we look at Thick Boy minus Dre being an addition to Thick Boy. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. All right, I'm playing. But if you really take a step back and look at it, how many people do you guys have? And it didn't take him long at all. He was like, dude, we're a small crew. He was like, it's only 6 of us, and majority of them are social media. The rest of them, like Chin, I guess Chin is just audio, and then Casey does the video, right? For all the different shows on that. I'm like, damn, man, like 6 people is not a lot, especially if you're dedicated. And I was just having this conversation with my boy Fonzie. I was like, yo, yeah, you could start a network and you can do these things, but it would be hard to do it yourself. And when I say it'd be hard to keep up, right? For me, I could record a podcast, I can edit it out and get it out quick. But now when you add 3 or 4 of these type of shows, and it's not just, people talking into a camera or people just talking, you're actually adding effects and editing and graphics and things like that, it's time consuming. You know what I mean? But it could be done on a high level if you have individuals that are dedicated, individuals that are hungry, individuals that want to do their thing the best way. Now, what I mean by that is, when I was hosting events, when I was the MC on the mic, getting everybody hyped, bringing out guests and acts and things like that, I didn't want to be the DJ. I didn't want to be the cameraman. I focused on MCing. When I'm DJing right now, yes, I can host. I can do that. But if my job is to DJ, I'm focused on DJing. I want to be the best DJ that night that I can be. I want the crowd to be as hype as possible as they can be at that moment by focusing on that job. I don't want to focus on, Oh, is my crew gonna get into the doors? Oh, is my folks' name on the list? Is my folks getting a drink? You know what I mean? Things like that. I don't want to worry about that. I want to worry, and I don't want to worry about having to. I'm gonna promote. I always promote myself, regardless, right? I feel like that's kind of just a given. But I don't want to be the promoter that has to worry about ticket sales, that has to worry about will call and all this other stuff. I don't want to worry about that. I want to focus on my job, and I feel like that's what certain groups of people do really well, like Schultz and his group. They do a really good job at it. They focus on what they need to focus on. Thick Boy, they're worrying about what they need to worry about. I didn't see Casey worrying about, yo, does Shab have all his jokes, or does he have, you know what I mean, whatever that is. He focused on what he needed to focus on. And in my experience, it's hard right now because some people see the podcast, people see this commentary, people see these thoughts and opinions, and they think it's, oh, I can do that. And yes, you probably can. But can you do it in an entertaining way? Can you do it in a way where people are going to be like, I like that person, I'm going to come back? Can you? And if the answer is yes, then maybe you should focus on that. But if the answer is no, maybe you focus on what you're really good at. It might be editing. It might be taking this image right here that I'm creating and making it so dope that it inspires somebody else to pick up a camera or pick up that software to do something dope. That's hard. That's been hard, a hard thing to find here in my community, because a lot of people want to be in front of the camera instead of behind it. And salute to my brother Waldo. For the longest time, Waldo will tell you, as long as I've been knowing Waldo, as long as I've been doing this podcast thing, I've been like, Waldo, come sit in the seat. Come talk with me. Come hang out. I was like, nope, I'm going to stay behind this camera. And I love him for that. I love him for that because he kills it. You see, a lot of the photos I take, it's Waldo. Unless it's like a selfie or something. But typically, any professional photos you see, it's Waldo. And he does a great job at it. The B-roll footage you see me post on like for the radio station and stuff, Waldo. He does a really good job at it. And so it's hard to, like, if I can multiply Waldo 5 times, I would be set. I'd be like, let's go. Let's kick this. Let's crank this content out. Let's get it. But for some reason, and I get it. Some people, they want to be compensated, and they should be compensated. Unfortunately, I can't afford 5 Waldos. I can afford 1. And even then, he's way more than what I give to him. You know what I mean? But if you are somebody that hears this and you get inspired and you're like, Dre, like, I love what you do. I think I can be the seasoning on this chicken. Hit me up. Let me know. Because I would always love an editor, right? I would love somebody that can come through, edit the podcast. If I had an editor, can you imagine how much content you would get? You would get so much content, but editing is the hardest thing, I guess you would say. Not the hardest thing, but the most time consuming. So if you are an editor, if you are a graphic designer, if you are somebody that works in special effects, if you're somebody that looks at this podcast and you're like, you know what, Dre, I can help you take this to the next level. Even if it's coming up, setting up the live, and we do the live stream. If you want to do that, hit me up. Let me know, because I'm not opposed to having more people on my squad. I'm not opposed to it, especially if you're a good person. If you're just somebody that wants to come through and get clout, I'm not looking for that. I don't think anybody's looking for that. The clout will come. As long as you're doing a good job, the clout will come, right? I'm just looking for individuals that want to work, individuals that have that grind, individuals that are not scumbags, and individuals that want to move in a major way, because we're going. We are going so quick. We are embarking on things that I'm just excited about. And I would love for you to come with. And I would love to help out too. Like, I'm not the type of person that just wants to take. I also want to give. If I believe in you, and if I'm your friend, and if these, you know what I mean? I'm going to just show you. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you. You know what I mean? And the individuals that I've done that for, they know what's up. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just be like, yo, like that was dope. I'm gonna show you through actions and deeds. And I would challenge you to do the same. If there's people out there that are like, yo, I support you, or I like what you do, whatever, see what their actions say. Just gonna throw that out there. It has been cold, man. It has been so damn cold out here in Salt Lake City. We are at the turning point where we no longer are gonna get 80-degree days. Actually, that's a damn lie. We probably will. It'll probably be 80 here soon. I'm just saying. Utah's so weird. They say we live in the desert. I know the weather isn't nothing different, but hey, look, it is. When we go from high 70s down to 30s like that, like overnight, that never gets regular. Nah, I'm sorry. Doesn't really. I'm a native Utah and it doesn't get regular. Not for me, at least. Maybe it does for other people, but I love it. I'm not complaining. I was complaining on Sunday when we had our Sunday workout. Shout out to the boys, Wonder, for keeping us in line, for showing up, putting it all together. He is the heartbeat that makes that machine run. You know what I mean? And you got guys like Beefy that are so encouraging, man. Like that dude Beefy's something else, man. He's a tremendous human being. He's out there, right? He's an out there character, but he's our out there character. He's our guy. So we claim him, man. 10-4 to the world blow. And then Mendo came out too, man. When Mendo, the creative, you've seen him on the podcast before, real early. He came by, and Mendo's starting to work out with us too. And that dude, he's a soccer player, right? That dude is so quick on his feet. So quick. I would like to see him in Macon go at it on like some soccer drill type stuff. Because when Macon brought out the soccer ball that one time, he was going crazy, right? Moving tricks, moving his little feet so quick. It's like, dang, man. It's moving like Mike Jack quick. And then Mendo came out, and Mendo's just super speedy. He's like, man, that dude is like a mini Flash. He's like Jack from Incredibles. Dude's super quick. So I would like to see them two play. But yeah, man, those guys came out on Sunday. It was like 30. I want to say when I got out there, we got out there at 7:30. So when I got there, I checked the weather in the morning. It was like 6:30-ish, and it was already 36 degrees, 35 degrees. And so we get out there, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. And we just had a pretty big rain storm, I guess you would say. The wind was crazy on Saturday, too, lifting up the cars and everything downtown. It was nuts. But it didn't hold us back, man. It didn't hold us back. We went out there freezing and all and knocked out the workout. If you are somebody that wants to come work out with us, too, feel free to come out. We're at Murray. Well, actually, follow Weight Down Credit Up on Instagram because I'll post if we're going to be out there. If it's too cold or if it starts to rain or whatever, probably won't be. Well, I won't be out there if it's too bad. If it's not too bad, then I will. But if it gets too bad, cold and whatnot, then nah. So make sure you follow Weight Down Credit Up on Instagram, and you'll be able to see kind of the game plan. I seen that the Powerball is now $610 million. Now, at the time of this recording, it's $610 million. Somebody might have won it. And if this podcast doesn't come out, it might have been me. Just playing. But yeah, I think I might have to allegedly hit up my sister in Arizona and ask her to allegedly buy a ticket for us. How dope would it be if you won that money? Think about this. Now, I know the Powerball's a scam, right? I know that it's selling people false hope, but I'm going to hit you with this. What if? What if you won? Even a fraction of that money. Now, they say that you usually leave with maybe a little less than half or a little more than half, I believe. Even if you left with like, man, 250 mil, what would you do? Like what your wildest dreams now came true overnight. Man, it's so fun to think about. It's so fun. One, the first thing that comes to my mind is my family, right? My family and my friends. That's the first thing that always comes to my mind. I'm gonna buy my dad a house. I'll buy my dad a truck. You know what I mean? I take care of my pops in a way that he's never thought. I get him the teeth that he's always wanted. I get him, you know what I mean? All the things that he's always wanted. anything that he wants to do, I'm giving to him. It's a blank check for my pops, right? And then for my immediate family, it's over. Like we getting the private tutor, we're getting the public or the private school, we're getting we're doing all that, right? Education's taken care of. Whoop whoop, write the check. Now we got the personal educator right here with us. Matter of fact, get the personal educator her own little schoolhouse building attached to the house, maybe on the other side. Yeah, I mean, I want to get I would want to stay in Utah. I would definitely want a house in Utah. I love Utah. This is where I was born at. I've had blood, sweat, and tears in the state. Now the city's a different story. Where would I want to live? Do I go up to Daybreak? Do I go up to Harriman? Do I just get some land out in, Heber area and create like a nice compound? Because I would like to have like a gym aside from the house, like a external gym where the homies where we all like the homies can just come to the crib and we just work out in the gym. We get a personal trainer, you know what I mean? And nutritionist. So we have like the gym, and then we also have like the bar, like the nutrition kitchen. You know what I mean? Where the chef cooks us all the nutrition meals for the week. They meal prep for us. The homies can come and get every Sunday they get their little meal prep. And then Wednesdays they come back and work out to get another meal prep. Man, I would really take care of those immediate friends. Those friends that I know that money just is the only thing holding them back from being their full potential, right? Telling them like, hey, we're gonna start this. We're gonna really start this network. Here's your studio. Matter of fact, here's a blank check. Let's go build your studio. What do you want? What's the color scheme for your stuff? Go have it. Let's do it. That's the type of moves I would make if I won that much money. I know that was a long-winded, but it's fun. It's fun to think about.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
What?
What?
What is that noise? Now, we've been talking about this for the last few weeks on the podcast. It's What's That Noise? 385-246-4666 is the number. Let me know what this noise is if you want to win $50. Man, it's a easy sound, but it's not an easy sound at the same time. Again, 385-240-4666 is the number. By the way, you can leave a voice note, you can shoot a text, and I think I got one here right now. K the dog, he hit me up. He said, Dre, I got the answer. I got the $50. Signed, sealed, delivered. Put it in my Venmo. It's sealed. I said, what is it? He said, it's a hot tub or a jacuzzi. I will accept both answers if it is correct. What do you think it is? K the dog says hot tub, jacuzzi. And I gotta tell you, my friend, that is not right. No, it is not. It is not a hot tub jacuzzi. It is not water boiling, as a prophecy said. It's not you washing your ass like Augustus King said. We've had a lot of people. Angel and Mariah both said fish tank aquarium. Nope, it's neither of those. It's none of those. 385-240-4666 is the number. Tell me what this noise is, and you can win $50. I can kind of hear a hot tub. I can kind of hear a jacuzzi in that. 385-240-4666 is the number. Let me know.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk?
at this point, you're just rambling. All right. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is the Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
The name says it all.
Uh-oh, you know my name.
This is Are You Dumb?
Can people not be so quick to hit the I believe this thing on the internet? What I'm talking about is a dragon. So allegedly, there's a dragon that was found in Mongolia. Now, there was a little video that was on Twitter. Everybody was like, yo, G Herbo was like, yo, the dragons are back. My man just watched the Game of Thrones for the first time. He got super excited. But yeah, this video kind of shows it shows a washed up dragon caught in Mongolia. That's all it says. And it looks like it's washed up on a beach or something. It looks really, I ain't gonna lie, it looks kind of real. If I knew what a dragon looked like, I'd be like, hey, that's a dragon. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. That's why I'm not in Are You Dumb? That's why my face isn't up here. That's why I'm talking about a dragon and not me. So I did a little research, and it was confirmed that the dragon was made for a Spanish television show called Cuatro Mileno. All right, probably not saying that right, but hey, that's why I do no hablo de español. If you haven't watched that either, go check it out on Spanish Labs. But what do you think, man? Do you think dragons are real? My thing about like mystical creatures, like the Bigfoot, like the Loch Ness Monster, like Chupacabra, like these things, my thought is they didn't exist ever. Now, Bigfoot was probably just a homeless man that was super tall. That's all he was. Now, if I seen Shaq out in the woods, and you gotta think about Shaq, right? He's 7'4", 7'2", 7'4". If he is not groomed, right? If he's just a guy in the wilderness just living his life, he's gonna have a big beard. He might have a big afro. He might have dreadlocks. He'll look hairy, right? Because the body's gonna tell him, hey, we need to grow more hair to keep warm during the winter time, right? That's how evolution works. So your body will adapt to its situation. So if you are that's why these people, like the dirtiest man in the world that just died at 94 in India, he could have died if he was like I'm sure he had some type of dirty disease, right? But because this man was just living that dirty life, his body was like, yo, we're gonna protect you from these dirty other things that you're exposing yourself to. It's the same thing with if you are going in the mountains. If you're out there by yourself in the mountains, you're not gonna get hungry all the time, right? Or you're gonna get energy faster if you eat smaller things, just because your body's gonna adapt. Your hair is gonna probably grow thicker and quicker because it's telling you, yo, you gotta warm up, buddy, right? So when we talk about Bigfoot, I think it was just some homeless dude that lived in the mountains that had a whole bunch of hair. He was a hairy bastard, and somebody just walking the trail. It was probably Lewis and Clark, and they were like, yo, we're here to do the Oregon Trail. That was that game though, yo. Or I used to skip class just to play the Oregon Trail. That's how dope that shit was. But yeah, man, it's Lewis and Clark, man. They just come across Shaq in the woods and like, yo, that's a big foot, because he has like a 24-inch foot. That's a big foot. So I guess it's real, but not in the sense of like this mystical creature, right? So dragons, debunked, not real. A dragon probably was something, a mystical creature that was like just a big bird. That's probably all it was. It was a weird big bird, and then they probably seen its breath on a cold December's day, and it looked like steam coming out of its mouth. So they're like, yo, it's breathing fire. When really it was just an optical illusion. It was just the sun hitting it when the breath was coming out. Come on now. Don't be so dumb. Dragons? Freaking kidding me? I'm excited. Guess what's back? Back again. The McRib. Tell your friends. Yes, the McRib is on its farewell tour, is what McDonald's is saying. Now Arby's, they came out at the right time, because they're like, yo, y'all got the McRib, that's cute, but we got the real meats over here. Real meats. I wonder if they knew that. I wonder if the execs of Arby's seen Baby Boy when Ving Rhames was in it, because like Ving Rhames, he's always been like that big meaty guy. He's just like he has a big dong. So it's like, yo, we got the meats. I wonder if somebody was like, yo, go get Ving Rhames. We need his meat. I don't know. Did you know that the McRib was actually introduced to Kansas City in 1981? They are celebrating 42 years? In 2000? Yeah, it's 41 years. 41 years. 41 years of serving our community and giving us love handles and extra stretch marks and all the jiggliness that most girls at Club Echo don't like. Yeah, they're giving it to us. I was telling the wife, I was like, man, I'm being good, right? I'm eating good. I'm trying to watch what I eat, but I gotta get that McRib. This is the farewell tour. This is like when you get done, like you don't want to just throw away the carton. You gotta get the people to sign it. It's like you're trading jerseys, right? Like, let me give you this old one, give me a new one, right? This is the McRib is on this jersey exchange tour. That's exactly what he's doing. What do you, I feel like the McRib is the one item that McDonald's shouldn't. I feel like they should just keep it on the menu, like the Shamrock Shake. Shamrock Shake's fire. I don't care what nobody says. McDonald's low key got like a dope menu until after you eat it. Like beforehand, you're like, oh man, that double cheese, that quarter pounder, the apple pie was fire until I had Popeye's apple pie. Just want to throw that out there. Popeye's apple pie. Take my money. Take this from me. Ain't no way you can get this from me.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with DreRawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey, and they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk,
wow,
on the Lake Talk 801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
And now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's down in front.
Black Adam is out, and he is the DC version of Thor. That really is. That's what he is. I had to do my research because I wasn't 100% caught up on my Black Adam information. So I had to go do my Googles real quick. It's exactly what he is. He's the Black DC comic Thor. He got all his powers from God, right? He's super powerful. Motherfucker has lightning. My boy Tavian and my cousin Melissa, they went and watched it. I asked him, I said, how was it? How was Black Adam? And I'm biased, right? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that's my guy. He can't do no wrong. That's my dude. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson 2024. So I asked him, I was like, yo, how was the movie? He was like, Dad, it was great. Cousin Mimi didn't sleep this time. Because my cousin, she falls asleep during the movies. I can relate. I've done it before, but she falls asleep, like she's out. But yeah, he said it was good. He said that he enjoyed it. Black Adam, I looked on IMDb, got a 7.1 out of 10, which is on the favorable side, right? That's a pretty good score. Facebook rating was 4.9 out of 5, which is a high rating. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 38 though, but you know how Rotten Tomatoes is. It was released on October 21st in all movie theaters. I can't wait for it to just jump on HBO Max because I don't think I'll pay for money for this. Nah, I don't think I'm there yet. Not because it's a bad movie or anything like that. It's because I'm broke. I ain't got no money. So I'm waiting for it to come out on HBO Max, which hopefully should be soon. I mean, you see these movies dropping sooner and sooner on the streaming platforms. The crazy thing is that Black Adam, they've already announced that, yes, there is a Black Adam versus Superman coming out already. It's like, damn, man, let the movie breathe a little bit before y'all tell us what's going on. Like we need to, I don't know. DC needs some help. Maybe this is the help they're looking for, because to be honest with you, the only dope DC movie that I enjoyed Aquaman. I thought Aquaman was dope, but Wonder Woman. I feel like Wonder Woman and Aquaman were the best two latest joints that they had. I wasn't a fan of the latest Batman. It was too slow. It was too boring. Like, come on, man. I feel like I was watching like Goodfellas or like one of those mobster movies where it's like, come on, man. Is there no action in here? I'm tired of all this dialogue. Stop talking. With Wonder Woman, she was like, yo, y'all gotta save the place and save the queen and the princess. Go get my sisters. Where's my little race ringlets? Yeah, let's go kick some ass. Aquaman. What my man do? He was in the ocean going crazy, going supersonic speed. Yeah, I mean, chilling with baddies. What's her name that took a doo-doo in a homeboy's bed? Yeah, he was chilling with her in the ocean, acting like dolphins, doing backstrokes and getting some backstrokes, if you know what I mean. We watched The Curse of Bridge Hollow. That's on Netflix right now. That was actually a new drop from Netflix, starring my man Marlon Wayans, Rick Alvarez, Nathan Talbert, and there was another chick in there that I was like, oh, that's what's her name? I forget her name, but she was from Kelly Rowland, duh. Yeah, Kelly Rowland was in it. We were just randomly at home. I mean, I randomly turned on Netflix and it was there, so we clicked into it. IMDb gave it a 5.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 46, and the Facebook group gave it a 2.7 out of 5. Google user says a 90% good film. That's kind of a tough rating. I actually enjoyed it. It's rated PG-14. So yeah, the little ones can watch it. There's some cursing in it, but nothing too crazy or too scary. You know what I mean? It was all right. I mean, I probably won't watch it again. If you're looking to have some type of Halloween mood or looking for a Halloween movie because you've watched Hocus Pocus for the 19th time this month, put this on. This and like Hubie Halloween with Adam Sandler. I liked Hubie Halloween though. That movie was actually pretty dope. Shaquille O'Neal got a doc coming out on HBO Max November 23rd. It's called Shaq. And what this is, it's actually going to be following him through his early childhood in New York, New Jersey, of being a basketball player. Shaq has been on this weird press run, and I don't think I've heard him mention this documentary once. He did what was it? Not Drink Champs. Did he do Drink Champs? Or did he do All the Smoke? He did one of those podcasts, and he did the one with Jake Paul or Logan Paul, one of the Paul brothers. And I don't think I've heard him mention the documentary in these sit downs. But yeah, he has a documentary coming out talking about his 20-year career in the NBA. One of the most dominant big men to ever play the game. One of the most dominant players ever to touch a basketball. That man right there is Shaquille O'Neal. I'm sure they'll talk about his business mindset. They'll probably touch on how he developed so many businesses and how he owns so many different things. And Shaq got so many different deals that this man, he's getting money on random stuff. Like he owns like the caps on sinks. You know, the little caps to keep the water inside your sink. He like owns that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm trying to paint a picture where he owns things that we use every day, but you would never know. You know what I mean? Like who invented the lighter? Who owns Bic? It's probably somebody named Shaq. I don't know. That's the things that we need to invest in. Let's invest in things that we cannot live without, right? Like, okay, you can invest in weed and stuff like that. I get it. But how about you invest in doorknobs? How about you invest in can we invest in toilet coverings or toilets in general? Like, when are we going to reinvent the toilet? I feel like that's something that needs to be talked about. How are we going to reinvent? What would the next toilet look like? Like we had the stand-up toilet. It's like the urinal, but it's like the bar stool of that might actually be like fire. The bar stool toilet. The bar stool toilet might be lit. That'd be a tough thing to like. Just think about like it. You can keep it off the ground. You know what I mean. You don't have to do too much. Stalls will look kind of crazy. I don't know if that'll work or not.
Hey Alexa, can you show me a new barber?
Don't worry, I got you.
Boogie Down Barbershop in Taylorsville is now open. Anything from gentleman's cuts, taper, fade, or if you want to treat yourself to a nice hot towel shave, Boogie Down Barbershop has you covered. Cuts for men and kids. Book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com.
Carl Malone is a traitor. John Jones is the greatest of all time, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's your sports segment.
UFC 280. It went down over the weekend. Charles Oliveira got his ass whooped by Islam Makhachev. Ooh, I actually kind of made that rhyme a little bit. Yes, October 22nd was UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. Now, we've been seeing the UFC in Abu Dhabi ever since the pandemic, right? Because Abu Dhabi was the only place that was like, hey, we don't care. Yo, bring them fights over here. We got you. And they did, and it's always worked. So, as Fight Companion was going on, your boy tried his best not to watch, right? But it's hard. I mean, I'm in the atmosphere. And I'm looking at the live. I'm looking at, you know what I mean, what's going on. I'm like, damn, do I keep looking? Do I keep watching? And finally, I had to just kind of tune out because I was wanting to watch the replay with the homies at the bar, right? We watched the, every pay-per-view, every UFC pay-per-view. I'm at a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. Bam, bam. Come watch the fights. But this was a weird time where they were showing the fights during the day where, I could see them. I could see the results, but I tried my best to kind of dodge them. I did pretty good on my fight picks. In the lightweight bout with Dariush, I picked Dariush on that one. The bantamweight fight between Petr Yan and Sean O'Malley. I love Sean O'Malley. I believe in Sean O'Malley, so I had to roll with my boy, and he got the decision. Some people are saying he didn't win, but man, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Don't leave it in the judge's hands. In the co-main event, it was a bantamweight belt co-main event between Aljamain Sterling and TJ Dillashaw. We seen TJ fight back after getting suspended for substance abuse of some sort. I forget what the substance was, but he got suspended. He's fighting back to get his title back, right? And now is a shot against Aljamain Sterling, which is an early fighter that I got on just because he had a flat top and he was wearing a gold rope. I was like, man, I like that dude. That's a hip hop dude. So I've always rolled with Aljamain Sterling. And on this fight, it was no different. I went with Aljamain, and that's who won. In the main fight, in the lightweight bout, this is the fight we've been wondering about, right? Is Islam Makhachev all the hype? Is he worth all the talk and all the hype that everybody's talking about? Khabib, this dude's better than me, homie. This dude is better than me. You think I'm dope? You think I'm the greatest? I'm the eagle. This dude, he's the eagle killer. I'm nothing compared to this guy. Yeah, all right. We got this guy named Charles Oliveira that's a badass. That's going to show you what's up. That didn't happen. Submission in the second round. New champion, Islam Makhachev. He is the real deal, people. He is the real deal. I'm excited to see what happens next with Makhachev. I hear that they're trying to get Alexander Volkanovski and him in a fight. Now, I'm a Volkanovski stan. I love this dude. This dude, when he went on a Flagrant 2 and he was talking about doing the bubbler, if you don't know what the bubbler is, so this is the thing that these New Zealand, I think it's New Zealand, rugby players do. Australian, he might be Australian. So what they do is called the bubbler. This might sound a little too nasty for you, so if you get grossed out easy, skip ahead 30 seconds. So what you do is, for a bubbler, I've never done this before, but he explained it. He told us, you take your penis out. Ladies, you might have to find a different way to do it, unless you have a penis, ladies, or if you are somebody with a penis and you identify as a woman. Either way, if you have a penis, you can do this, all right? You take your penis out and you point it up. right? You point it up, and you pee in your mouth. Yeah, you pee. You pee. You pee in your mouth, and that's called the bubbler. Yeah, he did that shit for fun. So I had to roll with him. He's one of my new favorite fighters, Alexander Volkanovski. But that's going to be the Islam's next fight is what they're saying. I think Volkanovski's ready to go. And I think Islam didn't take no damage in this fight. So who knows? We might see it in March-ish. We might see it maybe even in February. We're not too far away. It might be that maybe the first big card off of the new year. Who knows? Fierce Fighting Championship's back. Yes. Fierce Fighting Championship number 22 at the Maverick Center, Saturday, November 5th. I will be there. I want you to be there as well. Tickets are on sale right now, starting at $23. This is fun for the whole family. Make sure you go and get your tickets now, fiercefightingchampionship.com. This is a card that is going to be a lot of fun. So, Mafaleo, he's one of those guys, I believe he fights out of the pit. He's one of those guys that has been out on injury because I believe he had a car accident, is what Dominico told me. But he's one of those heavyweights that puts on a show. So definitely go get your tickets. Rubio, Johan Rubio, he's back on this card. He's fighting again. Trevor Bradshaw. He's gonna be fighting. A lot of dope fighters on this card. If you want to see the full lineup, again, fiercefightingchampionship.com. Saturday, November 5th. Get your tickets now. Maybe I can do a ticket giveaway. Maybe that's something I can do. I'll talk to my guys, see if I can get some extra tickets. If I can get some away, I'll do it. No guarantees though. College football, man, what a time to be a Duck fan. We're 6-1 right now. We are 5-0 in the Pac-12. We've been kicking ass. We've been doing really good. I don't want to talk too much of a big game because I know my Ducks choke sometimes. But just looking at the top AP top 25, Georgia sitting at 1, Ohio State, boo, sitting at number 2, Tennessee sitting at number 3, Michigan at 4, Clemson at 5. Michigan at 4 is kind of wild. We haven't seen Michigan, to my knowledge, there in a while. Alabama at 6, TCU is fighting back. Remember when LaDainian Tomlinson was over there? I believe that was LaDainian Tomlinson's school. But TCU, they're fighting back. That program fighting back to be great. And you got my Ducks at 8, Oklahoma State at 9, USC at 10. Wake Forest is tied at 12 with UCLA, another Pac-12 team. Penn State at 13, the Utes at 14. So I wanted to end there at the Utes because majority of you are either from Oregon or you're from Utah. That's predominantly my listeners are from Oregon or Utah, and California too, which we covered all 3 states really. But I'm excited about this because my Ducks, we're looking strong. We're looking strong midway through the season. I feel like our schedule, it doesn't get any easier. We can't look past Cal. We can't look past Washington. We can't look past Oregon State. We can't look past Utah. Like the rest of our schedule, Colorado, not really worried about Colorado. I say that now. Watch us get our ass whooped. But yeah, we not too difficult of a closing schedule. The Utes, yes, they got Washington State Thursday, October 27th. So by the time you listen to this, it's right now. It's tonight. Utah versus Washington State. Then they got Arizona, Stanford, and then they come to the Autzen Stadium, Oregon Ducks, November 19th. Maybe we do the live then. What do you think? Maybe we do the live event then. My Ducks versus the Utes. Get some Ute fans in here. I think it'll be fun. Let me know what your thoughts are. Our Utah Jazz, man. Woo! Utah Jazz. I say our. I'm a low-key Jazz fan. I'm a Jazz fan as long as they're not playing my Blazers. I'm sorry. I grew up a Blazer fan. I also grew up loving Jazz players. John Stockton, the greatest Jazz man to ever touch a basketball here in the state of Utah. Now, the Jazz, they started off with, I mean, you know the story, right? They blew up the team. They got rid of Donnie. They got rid of Gobert. They got rid of Bogdanovich, right? All the Ingles, he was already gone, but you know what I mean? they got rid of a lot of the team. They kept some of the vets, Conley, Clarkston. That's really it, right? That I could think of off the top of my head. But they blew up the team, and a lot of people doubted that the Jazz would have any wins this season. Of course, we'll have a few, but not against the Denver Nuggets opening night. No, not that. Not the 102 to 2, not the 102 to 123 in favor of the Jazz on October 19th, opening night. That's crazy. What? Who would have thought that? I'll tell you who the Jazz did, and they did it. And then they came back October 21st, beat the Timberwolves in overtime. That's remember, Rudy Gobert. This is the first time he's matching up with the Jazz since he left. Jazz beat them there in OT. Third game, October 23rd, Jazz take on the Pelicans. They got to win in OT then too, won by 1 point. And then they had game 4 against the Houston Rockets, which Houston Rockets aren't a good team. I think they hadn't even won anything this season yet. But the Houston Rockets ended up beating the Jazz 114 to 108. It was a close game the whole game. It was a fun game to watch. I feel like Jordan Clarkson was trying to show out because he's from Texas. Man, this is a fun group to watch. Now, while they got the L, it was their first L. It's okay because they have a chance to redeem tomorrow night, October 26th, against the Rockets again. I think the Jazz at home, I think they put a hurting on them. I don't think it's going to be a close game. I think it might be 8 points, maybe 8 points. I think the Jazz do work. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I feel like they want to get back to having that same feeling that they had in the three early games. Jazz come back. They'll get the W against the Rockets.
All right, that's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
All right, that's all you get. I am about to head out of here. Again, if you want to be on the podcast, you can leave a voice note anytime, any day, anywhere. 385-240-4666 is the number. Typically we do like a question of the day. What I would like to know is, do you have any fun plans this winter? Do you plan on going to the mountain? Do you plan on getting out for the holidays and doing some fun stuff? I just really want to know what your plans are. I want to know if you have if there's any suggestions. Like maybe there's a family tradition that you guys do every Halloween or every Thanksgiving. I want to start some cool little family traditions with my family. So if you have some cool spots or things that you do, drop a voice note, drop a text. 385-240-4666 is the number. Be a part of the podcast. Again, go check out fiercefightingchampionship.com for tickets to go see Fierce Fighting Championship number 22. I will be DJing. I will also be at a bar named Sue this Saturday night, October 29th. It's a Halloween party, 8136 South State Street. Bring your costume. I'm being the same thing I was on the Will Wonder podcast. I'm being Ethan Hawke from Black Phone. If you haven't seen that, I highly suggest it. And I highly suggest you checking out and finishing up the rest of the 31 days of Halloween with my man Will Wonder, the Will Wonder Pod. Really fun episode we did on his Halloween special. Let me know your thoughts on that. You can drop a voice note about that as well. Thank you to everybody. A special thank you to my man Casey as well with Thick Boy Productions. Thank you for just the opportunity. You know what I mean? Like there's some cool things that I've learned, even indirectly. You know what I mean? Just by being aware. And that's another thing that I would suggest is just being aware. Just be aware of your surroundings and what's going on, because you can learn something dope that might change your life. It might change the person's life next to you. So thank you, and thank you to anybody and everybody that has dropped a comment, left a comment, shared. Man, the support is dope, man. I appreciate all the support and love that I get on this podcast. The crazy thing is that I get more love and support on the Isolations than I do on Unrestricted. It's kind of that's wild to me because it's a solo podcast. This is a hard thing to do by yourself. So to entertain you and to get that feedback, man, I really appreciate it. And again, if you are somebody that sees holes, or maybe I shouldn't even say holes, if you see something on this podcast or any content that I do that you feel like you can enhance and that you can bring some value to, hit me up. Let me know, because I'm open to ears. I want people that are really willing to help and work without wanting clout and without alternative motives, because that stuff sucks, man. It sucks when I open myself up and I get people that are just using me for something else. You know what I mean? I can't tell. There was a certain situation where I had somebody, I won't say their name. I don't even remember their name, to be honest with you. But they came by the studio and I thought it was to chop it up about some other stuff and then get handed a mixtape and then a single. It's like, dog, like and maybe you can do that later, right? Let me ask you about your music. Don't just do this alternate type of thing. It's snaky, it's catty, and I don't like it. All right. But no, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Got some really cool things coming up in December. So I'll tell you more about that as it comes. But I hope you have the day you deserve. Protect your light. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.